2 centimeters for 1 unit. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we can get the 0.5 there and then the increments. And let's close this stuff by the delay. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And here we have 6, 7, 8, and 9. Every 2 bucks are going up by 1. So that's 10. And we have 11. And all right, so we don't need 14 because the pH don't go all the way there. So we can stop at 12. So this is a fairly good scale. Notice that I'm choosing a scale that takes up most of the graph paper. That's the idea when you're plotting graphs here. So no need, I could go 1, 2, 3 here, but then that would kind of bunch up everything. I don't really want to do that, although I could, but you know, the closer the numbers are and the graph is usually the less accuracy you're going to get. It's like the scale is too, you know, too close together. Yeah, the accuracy of the graph might suffer there. You might find enough space to plot your graph, but then you find out, say, you know, when you're supposed to read off some numbers, no, you're going in problem because you're going to have to estimate too hard. So let's keep the scale wide as possible and keep the numbers apart as best as we can. So we have here the pH scale is plotted, guys. Remember, pH scale goes from 0 to 14, but then according to the data, we don't need more than 11.2. So we are okay. All right. We have the y-axis finished, going to the x-axis, which goes from 0 to 30. And let's get creative here. Do we have enough space for 30? Well, we could go by 5, probably. Let's see how that works out for us. And then that would be 15, and that would be 20, then 25, and then 30. All right. So which means that in between these, we have a 2.5 there. And of course, 7.5 is in between 5 and 10. Then 12.5 would be between 10 and 15. All right. And this would be 17.5 between that. All right. And of course, 22.5 will be between, halfway in between there. And you just add in 2.5 to what is there before. So 2.5 to this will be 27.5. So we have the scale covered. Again, we could try and stretch it out some more, but you know what the heck, this is what we're doing now. So all right, so this is the volume of base added. This is in centimeters cube, guys. So far, would we get a mark? It's possible that we get a mark out of the 3. But everybody understand what we're doing so far?
Yes, sir.
All right. Good. So doing the basic stuff here. All right. So now, volume of base, pH, and the y-axis. Let's find the plots now. We're going to go on the graph and we see that 2.0 lines up with 0. So let's go to the pH of 2 and the volume being at 0. pH of 2. So pH is here, volume at 0, which means let's use a different color here to further illustrate. I have an X right there. Everybody see where we find that point? Remember, let's go back to the table. Volume is 0, which is on the x-axis. The pH is at 2, which is at the y-axis. So that is where it is found, right here. The volume is 0 right at this line, and the pH is at 2 right here. All right. So everybody good here, so we can continue?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Bam. All right. So taking our time now, we're going to find 2.8, and that will line up with 13. So let's go back now. 2.8 is the pH. And of course, we know that 2.8, of course, here would be 2.5. 2.8 would be perhaps closer here. And that will line up with 13. All right, so 13 would be about here. We're still estimating, but we're estimating pretty accurately here. We're just going to put an X right there. It should be somewhere up there. All right. We probably can just get this line out of the way, and we have an X there. All right. So remember, 13 it's saying, guys. So if you want, we can put the 13 there. So it helps you to see what we did there. All right. So 13 is right here. And let's go back to the table again. And there is 10.2 now, which goes to 15.5. All right. So let's go back to this now. All right. Remember now, let's find that pH again. The pH is 10.2, we say, and 15.5. All right. So 10.2 would be somewhere here, just above 10. But then we have to go find,
Sir,
yes, go ahead.
you go too fast. Because
You
me
what?
clock too.
But you
I go a little bit too fast.
no, but then you have the results already.
Because me not have the or yes I do. All right, sir, continue.
All right. So we have 13. All right, so the volume is 13, and we find 2.8. Them say what? 10.8, them say? No, 10.2 rather. Sorry. 10.2. We're going 10.2 KC with 15.5. So the pH is 10.2. The volume and the x-axis is 15.5. So let's find 10.2, and we will zoom in. We have to zoom in so we can get some space here to find both of those numbers. So 10.2. What's about that? 10.2 would be somewhere here, guys. And of course, 15.5 would be just about here. And right there. And then, all right, never mind. So that's 15.5 would be right. 10.2 would be right there. All right, put that X right there, guys. That is where the next point would be. All right. And the final one is 11.2. 11.2 would be 30. So we easily find 30 here, but 11.2 now would be a little bit above 11 and joining up with 30. So that's what we look. All right, guys. So this is it. This is where I get in the 3 marks. If you can get this up to this stage, you're going to get 2 out of the 3. 4 points a plot. And if they're correct, that's 2 out of 3. Any questions here, guys?
Awesome.
So, yeah, a lot of the chemistry graphs will be curves, though. I should give you a heads up there. Not many of them would be straight lines based on the progression I've seen. So, get used to that. All right, so which means that you'll be drawing freehand. So using a ruler to join points is well, not usually recommended for chemistry graphs in most cases. But then the more past papers will work, you're going to see when you need to use a ruler. Certainly, this is a curve. This is what we call a titration curve, by the way. So, all right. So we're going to join these points. Now, it's kind of difficult to do online, but what the heck, we're going to try. I know that this is supposed to join up here, but this is where the sharp change is, guys. Sharp change taking place right here. As it reach it's going to be 2.8. There's a sharp change on it, and when it reaches here now, it just curve away. So this would value 3 marks here, because you actually you plot pH versus volume of base. That's it. That's it, guys. Any questions?
I don't think so.
That's it. No, you just plot your titration curve. So, and it's not gonna get, it's not gonna get more challenging than this, really. Again, as I tell you that they could ask you to work out some concentration Another style of question is to give you a graph to plot and ask you for something there, information there. So we can use this graph and fill the table. Mean some blank spaces there to fill in, like what they say complete the table there. 2 marks to use the graph and complete the table. Means you have to go use some dotted lines here. Let's go zoom in on the table. I hope I could copy this table, but no, it's not gonna be that easy to do. Let me see something. Copy it. I want to put the table right here. And I could paste it as a picture and crop it. What is happening here? Oh, there it is. Okay. All right, so there it is. So I actually got the table out. I want some space to fill it in. All right, we're gonna know. We're trying to fill in the table now, guys. So first of all, notice that the space between 5. There's a space where at 5, guys, and we want to set this up so that we can look at the graph and write in the number. So probably carry it down some more and zoom in. And maybe this graph is in the way. This graph is in the way. Could I change the color of this thing? Hold on there. Oh, yeah, I'll change the color. Let's see if it gives me some picture format. Oh, this is something. Oh, no, I get the color change. No, not going to work out. It's all right, cool. All right, anyway, let's zoom in. Like I said, it's an IT class anyway. All right, okay. Fix up this then. All right, guys. So what we're doing here, filling up the table. Filling it out. And there are 5. I'm gonna just probably carry it over here. Yeah. So when the volume was 5, what we do here, guys, we do a dotted line thing. All right, so we could use a red marker then and show you that then. All right, so when the volume is 5, which is here, we do a dotted line thing, come all the way up over here and go across and say how much is the pH there. And this looks to be, well, this is 2.0 I start with. So this now would have to go estimate this. This look like about what, 2.4, could be 2.4, you know, so about 2.4 that. All right, guys, remember 2.5 is here, and they will do from 5 centimeter cube. All right. Remember this is the volume of base added. So hope you're following this. All right, so that will give us about 2.4. So we'll put 2.4 over here. All right, you're getting 2 marks to fill out this. So I guess everyone is half mark. Everyone you fill out is half mark. And then at 10 now, we're going to find 10. So 10 is right here now, guys. 10 don't have any reading for pH. So we're going to put one there, go across. And this looks like 2.6. All right, we know some students could actually guess this and get away with it. So that would almost be like a free mark there. But and then of course 13 is 2.8. That's already there. But 14.5 now doesn't have a reading. So we have to find 14.5, which 14 would be somewhere here. So and 14.5 would be about here. So 14.5, and we have to go all the way up to where it meet the line. This is, well, this is where a ruler would be helpful. But that looks like all the way up here, guys. So if that's the case, let me just make it simple then. I will just draw, I'll just get a line. Let's get a line here. And that line will carry us from here. Let me just zoom out a bit. We have to use up the technology and line. So it would be along this line. It's about here. We zoom in now and see how it look. Yep, right about there. And can color this, can color that red. Red line. Yep, right about there, guys. Right about there. So this is it. This is the end point, you know. That's 10. But then this looks like 10. Well, could be some source of error here in terms of plotting this though. It's just on the line of 10. But let's go scroll down and see now the space that is on the table for that. All right, so it's 14.5. So like 10. 15 is what number? 15. Might do something similar now. I'm gonna use about the same line. Carry it over to 15 and see how far it carried on. Whoa. So I'm about
10.1.
Well, yeah, could get 10.1, but this is according to mine, it looks like 10.2.
But sir, the other one at 10.2.
It doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. This is actually telling that the endpoint is actually 14.5 because that's where the sharp change took place from 2.8 when it was 13 to 10. So we know that this is the endpoint because when you add 0.5 more centimeter cube, then it just go up to 10.2. Even if it was 10.1, it still would be a small change. So endpoint is right here, guys. If they ask in any question after this, what is the endpoint? The endpoint is gonna be 14.5. All right. So I guess we have to go find 20 and 17 to fill up the table if you want those 2 marks. So all right, so let's go ahead with that. So we can find 17. 17 will be like right here. I could just use the same red line. And 17 would be just right before 17.5. So moving that line, this looks to be right there. And let's go across and see what number that line up with. This looks to be about what, almost 10 and a quarter, or maybe 10 point. No, it's actually about 10.3 here. So a bit about 10.3 in well, no, we never go all the way up. So about 10.3 now, because right here, so I'll go be 10.5. We'll just take out this line. See right here, so this is where we're finding it. This is where 17 is. And then we'll come across to find it here. So this looks like about 10.3. All right. And we're just estimating here. I mean, nothing is wrong because once you plot a graph, you're free to estimate accurately. 17 is 10.3. This means that after I reach the endpoint, there is really nothing much happening here in terms of a change in pH. All right, the sharp change took place between 13 and 14.5. So the endpoint is there. That sharp change, according to the definition, reach the endpoint. All right. No. All right, at 20 now. 20. All right, 20 now, guys. We have 20. We have 20 right here on the line. Let's carry this same line over. Everybody should be seeing 20. And 20 now is here. It's about here. And if we go across, we can see what that number is. It looks to be a little bit a bit. We want to call this 10.6. Almost there. About 10.6 there now. So there you go. Table finish. So if you notice now with chemistry, you have to work a little bit harder for these marks. And that's why the first question is important. If you can get the first question, get it out of the way, take your time and work through it, because you have to work for those marks in the first question, guys. The CXC is not gonna hand this one to you easy. The hardness of chemistry is really how you handle the exam, and how you handle the exam is dependent on how well you do the first question and the first paper, or at least on paper 2. So that is the lesson for today, guys. So you have any questions now?
No, sir.
All right, so I hope you learned something from today's class. I mean, expect that you'll be going over this. Perhaps we'll send this in the group as well, but at the same time, it's online, so you can go on YouTube and probably watch it over and follow with it. Casey, you said you were plotting your graph. Meanwhile, I was doing mine. All right, so that's a good practice. So you guys need to get in that mode now, guys. It's no or never, guys. No is the end of April, so call it, say next month is exam. All right, May is where you want to peak. You want to peak in May. In fact, maybe close to the end of May. By the end of May, you guys should have been exposed to the main topics, and probably know to work a few past questions from every paper. And then by June now, June is like more of just getting your mind ready rather than learning new stuff, because your exam would be like in the second week in June or something like that. So that's why you pace yourself for exam, guys. Let me say. So it's now or never. All right. So no classes are important. No, maybe your teacher might be more valuable to you now than before related to that exam. So extra time is going to be needed. And you guys just need to turn up, just turn it up, Just turn up. You turn up, and then you turn up the intensity. All right. Turn up the focus. This is a month where you're going on a sort of social fasting. You fast from social activities that you would normally do that would distract you. Now is the time to do that. All right. So this is it, guys. This is it. We are 2008 now. Maybe next time we find some other questions related to that. And again, going back to and going back to what I was telling you, that here's another question from 2013, it seems, or is it 2013 or 2014 actually? So you should be able to try this. So yeah, so that's where it is, guys. That's where it is. So if you have no further questions, then as we say, reminding you of the labs, please send them to me so I can look through them and record some grades for them, so I can get you guys at least ready for your exam from that side. All right. So
Probably
yes.
to this.
Yeah, I saw you send something, January. So I'll look at those. All right. Hey guys, so that's it. Remember, just keep focused now, guys. Just just stay safe, says no or never. So until I see you guys again, just take care of yourself and stay safe.
Okay, bye, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, bye.
Bye.
All right, bye.